Welcome back to Jay Hunto's Garage. Been working on Project Oddball. I went 2 weeks with getting a video out on time for weekly postings. Work got in the way, couldn't get this one out. It's late, sorry. Work has to come first. Anyway, for the thousands of you that are for the 3 of you that are following the build on Project Oddball with this weird swap I did in this thing, I think I got something figured out. I'm making some headway on it, and I'm looking forward to actually driving this thing. I'd like to get the project done and maybe have some fun with it instead of just chasing my tail.
Look out!
So the problem I'm having is the throttle position sensor is showing 100%, like the throttle's wide open when a car's not even running. So I'm thinking we've got a gray wire here, which I have already confirmed with the multimeter for continuity that wire connects to the map sensor. And it's also my 5-volt reference wire, so I'm getting that. I checked that last night. So that leaves the dark blue wire and the black wire. And the dark blue wire's in the center, which as I remember it, that's how I did it. And I extended all of these 1 wire at a time. That's how you have to do this, so that problem I have been having is some of these connectors, which are these guys here. These, all you need, great concept, it's heat shrink with some solder inside, and you just need a heat gun. You heat up the solder, it melts once you have the wires in there, and it solders them together. That's great. I had a couple didn't work so good. So what I'm going to do today is, and here I'll show you a screenshot of my the scan tool I was using last night that's showing it at 100%. So the gray wire, confirmed correct, is 5-volt reference. That goes to my the PCM, which is over here, and it goes to the map sensor. That's good as far as I know. I'm not sure if it's in the right location on the connector. I think it is. I think it is. So what I'm going to do is just switch the black and wire, which are actually soldered here. I'll switch these around and see if that gives me any difference. All I'm going to use is some wire cutters. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and cut it right here where it was spliced, and see if we can get in there. Let's switch this guy around. Always great to start with a fresh blade. Alright, so gray wire's good. Let's start with the dark blue. Remember, cut towards your buddy, not towards your body. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this or not. And I need a new blade. Okay, new blade is installed. However, I'm going to use, that's right, I'm going to use a razor blade. There we go. Again, gloves would be good. Proper safety equipment. Oh, okay. So we got another connector. I've been working on this car so long I'm starting to forget what I did on it. So we might need to lengthen this a little bit. makes sense. Well, the fact that this is soldered, maybe that means, oh well, look at that. That just came right out of there like it wasn't even connected. Alright, so I'm just going to strip this off a little bit. Connect these and see if this does anything different. Alright. Plug it in. Alright, we're going in the car. Okay, we're powering up. This takes like 30 seconds or so to actually power up. Comes with this, this is a Think Car scan tool. It's pretty good. It's got the dongle. Plug that into the OBD2 tube. I can never say that right. Into your diagnostic testing port. Right there. Alright, we go into diagnosis. Turn the key on. Alright, the key's on. We're going to go diagnosis, Chevrolet. Okay. Alright, so we're going to manually select Chevrolet, an old one, Camaro, health report, 3.8, 4-speed automatic. Okay, since we connected that wire, previously we had 6 of these, now it's only showing 2. Throttle position.
That's where my brand new GoPro just decided to stop recording. Way to go, GoPro.
So for now, all I'm going to do is cut and twist. I've already got this wire. Is it this wire I was just working on? No, that is the mass airflow sensor. So many wires. Alright, so I've just got these apart. And I know the gray wire is correct, so this is the other one that I want to just go ahead and twist together. And these are, I don't know if these are working right or not. I like these soldered connectors that that you can just use a heat gun to put them together, but if they don't work, it doesn't do any good. And the I do know where they're made with a name like TICONN. I'm pretty sure that's not TI Connecticut. I'm not even sure they'll say where they're made, actually. Nice concept. Be great if it worked. I have done continuity checks on some of these to make sure I'm getting connection. That's always good to drop your meter on the ground. Let's strip this a little bit more, and then we'll, it's got a little blob of solder. Okay, here we go. Alright, so this one was my black wire, and the center, and this is the center, and that was my dark blue. So I'll make the center one ground, Actually, I could make sure that that does go to ground. This is dark blue, and it's going to the connection on the end. Alright, so I'm going to use my trusty dusty Craftsman meter just to make sure I got continuity for the ground wire. So this is black, this is ground. Do it right here. Yes, I do. Alright, so I got ground. Now let's see if I got anything different inside. Okay, since I got the key off, had the key off earlier, it gives you this message. So I just turned it back on, click yes, then go in here again. Got my throttle position sensor. This is with the dark blue and the black wire switched. Let's see what we got. Well, that's different. Definitely less, and if I push the gas pedal, it's dropping. That should be going the other way. I don't get it. Okay, we're swapping all the wires around, so I'm gonna put those back because that didn't turn out right. Okay, get these apart. Now this one is the signal wire, so I'm going to I need to swap the ground. I'm going to put the signal wire, which was in the center, that's this one, back on here. That's back to the PCM. Then I'm going to switch the ground wire and the 5-volt reference wire and see what we get. Yeah, this one is connected just fine. Looks good. Looks like a great connection. Too bad I've got to cut it off. So your throttle position sensor provides a lot of information to your PCM regarding fuel injection and ignition. So if that's not working right, then you're going to have issues, but mainly issues with drivability, not it won't start. So this is the one I had for 5-volt reference before. This is signal wire, so I'm going to put this one here to the, is it going to stay? 5-volt reference. This one to ground, and that one did not stay. Gonna have to fix that. You know what? Let's just use an alligator clip. Okay, you don't want to ground that to anything because it's 5 volts. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, we're back in the car. Car is on. Engine data. We've got our throttle position sensor. Okay. Let's see what happens. I like this because it monitors your battery voltage, which in this car is important. Oh, here we go. Okay, got it. Got it. Push on the throttle. 0 volts. Uh-oh. That should go up. And the throttle angle should be changing. So that's not good. I'm getting no voltage to the signal wire whatsoever. Let me check my wiring. Well, I'm getting some kind of feedback, but it's not the right way. So this is the diagram I'm looking at. Throttle position sensor, I got a gray wire. It's my 5-volt reference. Comes in here to pin C. And then a black wire, which goes to everything. And I've already verified continuity to ground in pin A. And then pin B, which I believe is the center pin, is your TP sensor signal, and that's dark blue. So center pin, one side black, one side gray. So looking at the sensor, maybe A, B, and C, B being the center signal. That's how I had it connected, and it wasn't, it's not working right. So I am not sure what the heck is going on. And I verified this gray wire does go to the map sensor, and it does go to the EGR. So the continuity test for that is good. So the mystery continues. Let me make sure that's connected, this is connected. They shouldn't be anywhere near each other. This is my 5 volts. Let's get rid of this thing just to be sure. Connect these directly to each other. Does that give us, they're all separate, they're all connected. TPS is plugged in. See if it's anything different. Okay, once again, engine data, throttle position, 100% again. So that change actually did nothing. Pushing on the gas, it does the same thing. Either way. Does this car work or interpret this signal backwards? Possibly. Is 100% closed, or is it 100% open? Alright, so I just switched these wires again. Dark blue is the center, and then I got my ground and my 5-volt reference. Truth be told, I've already checked it on the scan tool, and lo and behold, I've got a very different reading from what I had before. It's 0.3. It was 0 earlier. That's got to be idle. And as I depress the throttle, that's what it's supposed to do. So it looks like this is fixed. My goodness. 2 volts. I've got it all the way down, but there's carpet underneath, and this, my cable system's kind of hokey right now while I was doing a rough draft of this engine install, but I think we are where we're supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and connect those wires permanently. Here we go. Okay, so I will go ahead and proceed. I'm going to use these connectors again just because they're so easy to I mean, I just use a heat gun. So if I install these again and it doesn't work, maybe there's a problem with the connectors. Otherwise, they're easy enough just to cut back off. So here we go. So I'm using the red connectors. I got my heat gun. And I'll make sure I don't mix these up again. It seems like that was my problem. So these slide in. Twist on. Slide this back over. Watch your little strands. Make sure you get them all in there good. Slide this back on. I really should have went the other way. As in, should have put this on the smaller wire. But we got it. Got that one. I'll just heat all these up at the same time. Twist the wire. Slide it on the smaller one. Twist these together. I can't believe this. This has been such a pain. And on top of that, I think the car's out of gas. Slide the soldered portion right over the middle of where you want to connect. That way it'll just clamp right down over those. In theory, here's some old solder. Solder seems fine. So we'll see how that goes. Move a little bit. It's probably not as much as I'd like to see there. Don't need a lot of wraparound contact, but you do need to get this out of your mouth and slide it onto the wire you want to connect. Well, once these are soldered, they're soldered, it's done. You have fused the wires together, so they don't have to be completely wrapped like if you were not gonna solder them. Ah, crap. And then you drop one on the floor. I am gonna go ahead and get just a little bit more insulation off. There we go. Install this guy. Don't drink so much coffee before you do this. Next time. Okay, she's connected. Will it go in? Probably not. Come on. Nope. She being finicky. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to double these up like this. Get these both. This is probably what my problem was originally, doing this type stuff. But it does not, like this wire's too thick or something. This doesn't have any more strands than the other ones. Okay, we can double them up like that. Maybe. Tell you what, let's use a bigger one.
That's what she said.
And then we're going to wrap them together nice and tight. And because it's bigger, it'll go right over. And there we go. Heat gun on high. Be careful what's behind your part so you don't cook anything you don't want to cook. Main goal is melting the solder in the middle. There we go. She's melting right now. The insulation is melting. And I like to see the solder go bright silver. There we go, just like that. Let that cool.
should be connected, and we should get the same reading on the scan tool. Okay, there we go. And one more. Boy, what a nightmare. Run it on cool or low just for a minute. There we go. Let's go see what we got inside. Okay, key on, engine off. Data. We got our 2 selected. Okay, and there we go. We're back to 0. And we have 0.49 volts, which is fine. That is good. And then press the gas pedal. You can see it go up. That's good. Almost half throttle. That's fine. I can adjust that later. Anyway, I think we're good. We've got this, so I'll go get some gas in this thing and see if she'll run now. Okay, so I had this thing fired up earlier, and it kind of gets... I've got a bad pulley. I think it's this guy here that it just squeals. But it started up and ran. It has done that before, and then it just starts surging and then it dies. So I don't know if it's still gonna do that again. Let's give it a shot. That is just the most god-awful sound. I'll get a new pulley tomorrow. But yeah, she's still not 100%. Just for laughs, let's read some code, see what we got in here now, maybe clear all that out, see what she does, because normally I get multiple misfire, EGR, throttle position sensor, map, I mean all kinds of stuff. Let's see what she's showing now. See, Chevrolet, old, Macaro. Let's do health report, V6, 4-speed auto. Wish it was a 5-speed or 6-speed even. Maybe in the future. For right now, I'd be happy for with something that drove down the block. 3 codes in the powertrain system, which we had earlier. So we want to clear those out. Mass airflow, throttle. Alright, so let's clear these. Clear fault code. Yes. Okay, so that's good. And let's try and do some live data. and check my oh, nice. Yep, let's check system scan, 4-speed. Let's see what this one does. I want to do some live data so I can see my short-term and long-term fuel trims. Yep, equipped. How about that? Module read. No, this is read data stream. Here we go. Engine data. Let's do 1, and I want to look at EGR, air fuel, fuel trim cell. I'm not sure what that is. Fuel trim learn, oxygen sensors, ignition, idle air control, injector pulse width, long term, loop status, map. Do like everything. Rich lean, bank 1, 2, short term, throttle at idle, throttle. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start it. Okay, check engine light stayed off, but it's running funny. Yeah, it's idling weird. Alright, that's good enough for recording. Okay. Alright, pretty good. Now let's go back and read codes. Things getting warm. I think I've got one bad oxygen sensor, and I think I know why. Data just like we got a mass airflow circuit, which will cause it to run weird, like it is. I could actually unplug it and see if that does better. Because then it runs on speed density, I believe. Failure records. So that's probably another wiring issue. Let's unplug it, see if it runs any better. That may be another issue with these connectors, because you see I've been trying to chase wires with this thing too. Okay, let's see what she does. Of course, it's still going to have the same code. So there you go, success. We got the TPS sensor figured out, and the next thing I'm going to do is get all that wiring straightened back out and put away and get it somewhat neat, and then move on to the next things. I think there's another code in there I got to deal with. There is a oil leak that's probably the rear main. If it is, the transmission's got to come out, so I got to deal with that. And the only other thing after that really is paint. Mechanically, she's good. It does need an alignment before I can really start driving it around, but the transmission's fine. All the bushings have been replaced, front and rear. All that video's there in the Project Oddball playlist. So go check it out and work on something, man. Make something better. On a side note, I got this
'99 Mustang convertible over here belongs to a buddy of mine. It needs head gaskets, chocolate milk all the way up the dipstick, and it's overheated. So let me know in the comments what you think. Should I go ahead and change the head gaskets on it? 160,000 miles, V6, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Or should I sell it? It's currently for sale on Facebook Marketplace right now. What do you think the price would be as is?